Jonathan and the Harb board, welcome to tonight's Harb meeting.
Good to be here.
Well, we're really glad you could take a few minutes and join us. We'll try to get started here as fast as we can.
Okay.
So the hour of 7 o'clock having arrived, I call the September 13th, 2023 meeting of the Harb board to order. Sharon, do you want to take the roll call, please?
Teresa, can you take roll call, please? Board Chairperson Lutz.
Here.
Board Member Barley.
Here.
Board Member Brandt.
Here.
Board Member Peter Kay. Board Member Kerrigan. Here. Board Member Mountain.
Please join me for a moment of silence followed by the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To America.
which stands
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the July 12th Harb meeting? Have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. New business, Sharon, would you please review the COA for 132 Locust Street?
Yes, this is going to be processed under permit number 230214. The owner is Roman Empire Holdings, LLC. We do have the owners here. The contractor is Carper's Signs. 132 Locust Street, as you know, has been recently been constructed to include a new mixed-use development with 33 residential apartment units and 2 commercial tenant spaces. We currently have Representative Miller's occupying one of the commercial spaces and an e-bike rental called Let's Roll. Staff is recommending approval of the COA for the signs. The new owners would like to have signage installed for the commercial retail tenants and for the main building. Later I'll show you some of the diagrams or actual illustrations of the signage. The Secretary of Interior standard that applies is number 9. And again, staff is recommending approval of this COA. Would the owners like to come up to the podium and address the Harb and answer any questions that the Harb may have? I'll run the PowerPoint and bring up some of the slides for you to speak to. I guess, do you want me to stop at the first one, where you're showing where the signage is going? There were 2 that you gave me.
Yeah, there's 2 different locations. So these are the first locations on the corner of the building. The municipal lot is right to the right of this first sign. And we would have 2 signs, and we'll show those later, that kind of go on the side. And those are actually for Riverview Terrace. Those are for the building itself on the corner. And then if you go down to the next slide, or my wonderful handwriting, there are down just a little bit. You can see there's up on the picture up there. There we go. There's a little area that sticks out from the brickwork, and there would be a sign here and a sign here. This one would be for Let's Roll, and it would get rid of the really gaudy signs that they have in the window that look awful. These are 2-inch square steel posts that are abutted to the building, come straight out, and then the sign would be placed in between those 2. The sign could be replaced fairly easily, but this steel structure would stay affixed to the building permanently, and the sign could be changed whenever the commercial tenants change out the building.
So it would be a hanging sign.
Hanging, but it's instead of a sign that swings flow, can swing as it wants. There's one at the top and one at the bottom, so that it's in a fixed spot.
How far off the ground are they?
Those are on the bottom of the second story, so this should be
Okay.
about 11 feet in height.
Are these electrical signs or not?
They are not.
Are they lit at all?
They are not.
Okay.
No, they're not. Both places, it was one of the conversations we had. Neither of them are open past the hours of 9 to 5, and it wasn't a concern at this time. So if we think that's an issue down, I also think that there's a little bit of downlighting in that area on the building. I actually think they'll be lit. And then you have this pole light, which is actually well positioned as far as the front of the building and the lighting. Just by coincidence, they will actually light that area up pretty decently. So it'll be okay.
Oh, here's the,
Yeah, that's the Riverview Terrace signs.
minimize those.
Harper signs are in Mount Joy. We tend to use local individuals, but she did the signs and they'll be upright.
Mhm.
And we learned a lot about the signs, that when you do an upright sign, the written is supposed to go from bottom to top and a whole bunch of different things. But so, and then Representative Miller's sign had to apparently go through an act of Congress to get the sign, because it only took 12 weeks. But it was developed by the committee up on the hill to get the sign to us. So that's Representative Miller's sign that was approved. Yeah, it's a nice one. And then let it roll, or let's roll, which is the e-bike rental. The only thing they changed from their sign in Lancaster is the word Columbia. Other than that, that's the same sign that's there as well. Any questions? The size as well within the parameters that were defined in the outline. So.
Do you have any questions for the applicant? Matt, why don't we turn to you first? You had a chance to look over the packet. Do you have any questions for the applicant?
No, I don't have any questions. No,
Okay.
thanks, Chris.
Will you entertain a motion?
I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
You do have the October 10th meeting. We're preferring that day. We're up to the meeting that evening.
Okay, I'll work with you and give you the options that work with your schedule.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Best to your family.
Thank you.
Matt, I think we can let you drop off.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Bye. Recognizing that it's for informational purposes only, do we have any questions regarding the administrative approvals for the board? Seeing none, hearing none, recognizing that there are no members of the public here, we will dispense with public comments and questions. Is there any other business before the board?
You have in your packets a request for proposals. This is for the CLG $20,000 grant money that we received from the state. This is to resurvey the historic district. It hasn't been looked at since 1995. There's over 1,500 properties that need to be resurveyed. The data needs to be cleaned up. So we're looking for volunteers to review the RFPs that come in, so that we can then shortlist, rank, and select a consultant to get started on this scope of work.
Is that something, is that solely Harb or other?
No, I'll be reviewing, Chris Vera will be reviewing,
Okay.
Mark is going to review, Althea had offered to volunteer. I'm just throwing it out there if there's anybody else, if you or Rod. Brian would like to.
I mean, I'd be happy to. Can we review them electronically? Or are we gonna meet to review?
I can send them to you and, you know, we can figure something out where if you can call in, I just want to have a discussion and shortlist, go through some rankings
Okay.
before we make
Yeah, send them my way. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Do you anticipate that will be an evening meeting?
I'll have to email you guys, and because I know you guys, everybody's busy during the day with your day job, so I'll have to figure out.
Or late afternoon or something?
Yeah, it might be easier for me to do like a daytime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a lot of times it is, yeah. I
Okay.
can schedule it as part of the day.
You know, and you don't have to do it in person. We'll figure something out where you can maybe we can
I'd
use
like to,
Teams.
so I'll try to
You like to?
figure it
Okay.
out.
All right. So we'll figure that out. I'll email you, so I'll add you to the list.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Do you work from home?
Some days. Some days I'm in my office in Harrisburg.
Okay.
That could sometimes get me up in Harrisburg.
Okay.
So it won't be until after September 29th, but we'll have to make a decision by October 13th.
Okay. Time when needed.
And then the only other item I have is I will need you guys to complete, either you can attend this Historic Trust Summit. That'll be held on the 22nd. I do have funding in our operating costs. If anybody would like to go, it's $25 cost. And I can use this as part of your training for the annual report that has to be submitted to the state every year to address how we're meeting compliance with regard to going after this type of funding annually. You can attend this summit or you can complete webinars. I can send you a list of webinars that Frank Roman sends me. Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Sure.
As long as I can document that you guys attended a webinar, one or two, I think even one is fine. we meet the compliance. And we can continue to try to secure this type of funding annually. Because this certainly won't be enough for the first round of survey. It's a lot of
Good
buildings.
job.
Yeah.
I think after we do that survey, we can probably then talk about having tiers within the district. But I don't
That's the
know
goal.
that we can really, I don't know that we can really do that without a good survey update.
Need an updated repository, yeah, for sure. That's all I have.
I had a quick question. On Facebook, there's a lady who runs a site about Columbia,
Okay.
and her name's Elaine Beckley.
Okay.
And she made some comments, negative comments about the Harb, and said how ineffectual it was and completely worthless and all this kind of stuff, and that the last real Harb was in 2017 and everyone resigned because council went against them. And I was just like, seriously, what? And it was just so negative. It was such a shame because like we all try to do a good job, you know what I mean? And we also recommend to council.
Absolutely.
We're not we don't decide, you know what I mean?
You know, I think as this first part of this scope effort kicks off, I think there'll be a great opportunity for Harb to get more involved, obviously now that we have funding, right? And we can do these type of projects. So, and then make recommendations to
Did
council.
Harb used to
In
be
terms of
its
moving forward, like
own-
Jonathan has suggested.
Did Harb used to be a decision?
No.
Good.
Rec-
So it was
recommending
always
body.
a recommending body.
No, at that time,
Yeah, recommended.
there
Oh,
was
okay.
concerns that when the Harb would make a decision, oftentimes they rejected or they recommended that council would not approve projects.
Okay.
And council would usually overturn their decision. And that particular Harb got frustrated with that and I don't remember the Harb quit.
Okay. Which, I mean, I always understood that it was a recommendation to the council and then they would decide, you know, ultimately what.
COA girl recommended and brought to the council for finalization.
Yeah.
That's how.
Okay.
You just saw one in Lancaster City, or the
Yes.
story that historical building, Lancaster City, just, but that's, they enforced it, that would take it down.
I read that, and that, you
But
know,
that's, you know, you can't take it personally.
No.
It's your offer suggestions.
and they said it's happened like 16 times in the history of Lancaster City. So that's pretty rare for all those years.
It's not last year.
Oh,
I'll cut it out.
Yeah, I don't care either.
People,
So,
I was just wondering. We can adjourn.
yeah, that's all. I just wanted to know something changed.
All right.
Thank you.
You know, when we first created the Harb, one of the first decisions that